In today's video, I want to take a look at a very simple expression that has been asked quite a bit, and everybody should actually understand exactly why it is wrong and why you shouldn't actually do it. So here's the expression. It's a simple variable definition, right? We have a equals 0, and what we do with it is inside a single line, we increment it multiple times using the plus plus operator that precedes it and sometimes after it. And before executing this code, I want us to go over what the result should be, right? So you can simply have here a comment, and let's think about it a bit for a second. So I have plus plus a. So because it's an increment, but it's before the actual evaluation, that means that we first increment a and then we evaluate it. So that means that we have a become 1 because it's 0 in the beginning, and then we evaluate it to, well, 1. Okay, cool. Plus, that plus remains the same, we don't have anything to do with. Then we do that again, right? We increment a from 1 to 2, and then we evaluate it to, well, our value 2. Amazing. Then the minus still stays the same, that's nothing different. And then another one of these operations, so plus plus a, that means that we increment the, now a is actually 2 because we have incremented it twice. So the third increment is going to bring it up to 3, and we're going to evaluate it to 3. Okay, that addition is going to stay the same. And then the last one is going to first evaluate the value of a, which is going to be, well, it's 3 because we had 3 increments, so it's going to be evaluated to 3, but then it's going to make a be 4, right? So that is the really, these are the operations that we should see being done one after the other. So in this case, what's the result for this? Well, this minus 3 with this plus 3 kind of nullifies themselves, so it should be actually 1 plus 2, which is actually just 3. So we should see on the screen the number 3. Wow, that was very difficult, right? Let's take a look. So, oh, we actually see 4 as the result. That's not what we expected, right? There's an issue with that. What's up with this? Why is it not actually working as we calculated it to be? Well, this really has to do with the C standard itself and how the compilers really handle these situations. The first things first, there are 2 important statements inside the standard that is basically implemented by all the compilers. The first one is that there shouldn't be more than one statement with side effects on the same identifier. What does that mean? Well, side effects are something that change a certain identifier, a certain, let's say, variable in this case. And these increments actually are side effects. So this a, right, we said first we increment and then we evaluate the value. So before evaluating, we had to change the value, the variable in some way. We had to have a side effect. And in this case, we actually have more than one side effect. We have 4 of them. Okay, that's fine, I guess, even though the standard says that we shouldn't have more than one. But the second statement you can find in the standard relating to this issue says that the order of calculating, basically evaluating the operands or the arguments, we have operands in this case, is not defined. So here we have actually assumed that that each operand here is evaluated from left to right, right? It goes like this. But it might be that it's actually from right to left. And if it is from right to left, let's try to calculate it if it is if the order of evaluation was from right to left. If we try to do that instead, well, I guess we're going to start at this last a, right? So that's going to be a bit different because now we have a plus plus. A plus plus says, well, evaluate to the current value, so I'm going to give it 0 and increment a to 1. Okay, so we have a be the value 1. Now that plus stays the same, there's nothing different with that. But then the second evaluation is going to be this one, which is going to say, well, a is now 1. We first increment, so we make it 2, and then we evaluate. So then we print into here, right? And the subtraction stays the same. The next operation, again, well, we have value 2, so we go from 2 to 3, and then we evaluate it. So we get 3 here. Okay, amazing. Then we have here a plus, that's gonna stay the same. And the last one is gonna be, well, it's gonna go from 3 to 4 and evaluate it to exactly 4. So now what's the result of this set of operations? Well, this is 4 plus 3, which is 7, minus 2 is 5. Okay, so this is, everybody probably was expecting that we would get a 4 as we got here, but remember, the order of operations might not be even like this. It could be like completely random, right? So we went from left to right, from right to left, but it could be like completely random. And the fact that the order of evaluation gives you different results is really, really bad. That shouldn't ever happen in a C program, at least. So what should we do when somebody asks us about how to get the value of this? Well, this is really undefined behavior. Nowhere in the standard is it defined, and every compiler can really give us whatever value they want, and multiple compilers might give us different values. So it depends on, well, the implementation that you're working with. So here I get, right here I get 4. So let me launch this again to make sure. We do get 4, but if I get the same code, so the exact same code, and I move it to MSVC, so Microsoft's compiler, and I think this is already the same code. Yep. If I try to launch this, we're gonna get 6. So this means that the order of evaluating the operands is actually different from this compiler, from Microsoft's compiler, to this GCC compiler that we have here on a Linux machine. So that's the most important takeaway from this video, that this is undefined behavior, and really, if you do this, you shouldn't do this. If you have to increment a multiple times, simply increment it beforehand. So for example, here I can just say a plus equals, let's say 3, then simply say a plus a minus a plus, and then we can remove that a plus plus and just add it here. Let's say something like that, and don't rely on the compiler to evaluate, or not the compiler, but the runtime to actually evaluate the values in the right order. All right. I hope you got something out of this video. If you do have any questions, leave them down in comments below or on our Discord server. Again, the source code can be found on our website, link in the description below. Take care. Bye.